I can't help but feel that there's a mystery waiting to be solved. I know realistically he probably just doesn't want to be found anymore, but I just can't shake the feeling that all of his songs mean something more. Something secret, maybe a puzzle of sorts. It's all so intriguing, how hauntingly beautiful the music is. For the past 2 years, there's been a mystery brewing in the back of my mind, and I've only now come to peace with the fact that I might never find the answers I'm looking for. My investigation began when a song from 2015 popped into my Spotify feed, We Have It All by Pim Stones.
Our hearts, we have a soul for diamonds and gold. Hey baby, take a look, we have it all.
I was immediately obsessed. The lyrics perfectly matched the story of my novel, Nightshade Academy, which I was still working on back then. Sometimes I'd write for hours with We Have It All looping in the background. But over time, my excitement faded, and I was ready to obsess over a new song from Pim Stones. I clicked on his Spotify profile, expecting a long list of music, but all that awaited me was one other title. In early 2017, 2 years after We Have It All, Pim Stones released The Last One I Made as part of the original soundtrack for Teen Wolf. I never watched the TV show, but apparently the song played during a heartbreaking moment in the 8th episode of season 6. And it was also, ironically, the last song Stones made.
I'm not sure just how much more of this I can bear. I try to talk to God, but it seems even He doesn't care. I've seen the new one.
This seemed a bit odd to me. Why would he stop at just 2 songs, especially after achieving such rapid success? Shouldn't there have been more tracks to follow? Was the title, The Last One I Made, purposeful, a message to mark the end of his career as an artist? Curious for more information, I searched for Pim Stones on YouTube for the first time, and discovered his music videos for We Have It All and The Last One I Made. It was in the comment sections of those videos when things started to get really interesting. Pim Stones was a mystery. No one seemed to know anything about him. Some people even theorized that he died. There were comments from nearly a decade ago, with people begging him to share more music, and even today, people are still asking. What made it so intriguing is that Stones didn't seem to be listening, because he wasn't online at all. His last post on Instagram was to promote the release of We Have It All back in 2015. As I was scrolling through the comments, getting up to date on the whole mystery, I noticed someone mention a song called Neon Lights, which I had never heard of before. I was still under the impression that Stones only released 2 songs. So I did a quick search on YouTube and discovered Neon Lights, which for some reason wasn't posted on Pim Stones' official accounts, but on various fan accounts. I was in complete shock to find more of his music, but it didn't end there.
Neon lights, bloody fights. Your cross on the mirror, drive you through the night.
Upon further digging, I uncovered that The Last One I Made wasn't Pim Stones' second song or his third, it was actually his 5th, or his 6th, or probably a much higher number. I only know so much. But here's what I found. Pim Stones released We Have It All as an EP. 3 other songs were included: Neon Lights, Chaos in the Jungle, and The Life We Could Have Had. For some reason, those 3 songs are no longer available or associated with any of his official accounts. Instead, they are uploaded by fans who happen to have the audio files saved.
And as all the leaves rustle above us, and as all the dark covers our skin, rest your head onto my chest. I'll tell you stories of the life we could have had.
There are quite a few theories behind the unavailability of those 3 songs. Most people think that Pim Stones doesn't want them to be heard anymore, while others believe there was a conflict between him and Put Me On It, the management company he worked with to release the We Have It All EP. By looking through old Reddit threads, I was able to estimate that the songs were taken down within 1 year of the EP's release, sometime in 2015. I also discovered that Put Me On It shut down in 2018, 3 years after the release. Does this have something to do with those 3 songs becoming unavailable? I have no idea. We'll probably never find out.
But we're both one.
As I read through old articles, YouTube comments, and Reddit threads, I finally came across information about Pim Stones as a person. According to a 2015 article from Circuit Suite, he grew up in England with a Thai and British cultural background, and he was training to become a helicopter pilot when he first started making music. To get feedback from his friends, Stones posted his songs on YouTube and SoundCloud to send them online links. It was after discovering that he'd unintentionally grown a fan base of strangers that he started working on his We Have It All EP. Today, these older songs are no longer available on his YouTube and SoundCloud accounts. However, a mysterious song called Take Down the Bricks found its way to a random YouTube account about 2 months ago, and its quality sounds different from the EP. I believe it's likely from this earlier period of time when his music was just beginning to spread.
You are beside me when 1 mile becomes 1,000. You are beside me when the walls are just too thick. You are beside me to help me take down the bricks.
After reading through this article about Pim Stones, I started to ask myself why I was so curious about some stranger who created music that I enjoyed. I realized it wasn't just about wanting more songs from him. It was about understanding his strange choice to make a bold splash online and then just jump right out of the pond. We live in a world where the internet is a battleground for attention, especially among artists. We're told to document our process, be active on social media, get our work out there. Maybe Stones does a lot to promote his music behind the scenes in more unconventional ways, but I doubt it. To me, it looks like he simply rejects the pressure to follow the artist rules. He gathered this massive fan base and doesn't even bother to provide an explanation behind his absence. And honestly, there shouldn't be anything wrong with that. He doesn't owe any of us music or his presence, and it's crazy that him just existing and living his own life has resulted in a widespread internet investigation. Why is it so difficult for us to wrap our minds around his privacy? As I pondered this, I discovered a Facebook post from 3 years ago, and it was one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen.
Hello. It seems that quite a worried number of you have exercised some impressive detective skills, Googling, I believe it's called, and have found and inquired of my friends and ex-colleagues about me and my well-being, and asking if I'm still alive. I am very touched, and I am indeed alive and well. I've just finished reading all the Facebook messages from you guys. Every one of them so lovely. Thank you so much. And thank you also for still being curious about new music after what must be about 7 years now of absence. I'm making music again and will post here when it's ready. A bit of patience though, por favor. You've waited this long, so it's a little longer, eh? Big love to you all. Pim.
This was actually so hilarious to me. First of all, Stones disappeared for 7 years, and apparently didn't read any of his messages during that period of time. He simply showed up one day and read them in bulk. That is seriously OP. And secondly, why did he put Googling in quotes? Is that term not common knowledge to everyone by now? I mean, he can't be that old, right? I don't know. Maybe Pim Stones is just not online like the rest of us. Maybe he travels the world as a helicopter pilot, fighting crime and making calls on a burner phone. Once again, we'll probably never find out. And I really respect that.